So welcome back to the coding challenge number 2. This is more of a thinking challenge than a coding challenge. So here we take the ify below, and so here we take the ify below and then the end of the function attach at an event listener that changes the color of the selected h1 element header to blue each time the body element is clicked. Do not select the h1 element again. So now explain to yourself or someone around you why this work. Take all the time you need. Think about when exactly the callback function is executed and what this means for the variable involved in this example. So as you can see here, by default we get this, and with this here we are getting these h1 element text here into red. So when we click here on the body, it should turn into blue. So for that we'll just write code. So it is very basically simple line of code, but before I show you, try to do it on your own. Just pause the video and try to solve it, and then verify your code and try to analyze how this worked. Okay, so let's start writing this code. So here we'll just say document dot query selector. Okay, here when we just go and here inspect this body here, so we are going to call this body element here, which is this whole thing. So we'll just select that by here document.query selector dot body class, and then here we'll just add the add event listener, which is the click. When we click here, we need the function, right? So here we need our function. So see here, simply we'll just say header dot style dot color, which is we are setting here to blue. As you can see here, and also keep in mind that here I didn't use anywhere the h1 element here. So I simply use the header variable here. So it works just fine. So when we run this, as you can see here, so here we are getting the error, cannot read the property of null at event listener. Yeah, while we are just calling this body here, so here body is not just a class, right? So here we should not use the dot operator. As you can see here, when we click on this body, see here our text just changed. So this works perfectly fine. Now try to analyze why did this work, and in other words, how does this callback function here gets access to the header variable. And one more time, the explanation is the closure that I hope that you already explained basically. However, the closure works to yourself or to someone else. So in this particular example, the closure is necessary or it's useful because by the time this callback function here is executed, this this immediately invoked function expression is now long gone. So it has been executed with it, and with it this variable here is basically gone as well, right? So all of this is gone, but still the function here is attached to the body element. So it's waiting for some event to happen. So when the event happens, well, the function here is of course executed, and again, even the environment in which the function here was created is already gone, it is still able to access the variable that was created in that variable. And by the time the function was born to say that it's the birthplace of or the event handler function here, and therefore the function remembers all the variables present at the time of its birth. And we also can say that the header is in the backpack of this function. So the explanation works as well, and you can go even further and deep into the theory, and that's basically try to explain how all of this works behind the scenes that I already explained to you in the more theory lecture. So I'm not going to go that into that again. All right, but what's important is that you understand how the closure works and how and when it appears, and that is yet another great example of a closure appearing. Anyway, with this we have finished this pretty important section on functions, and in this next one we are going to finally build the visual project with a graphical user interface. which is really exciting. So that section is all about arrays, and we are going to build together an awesome application there. So I hope to see you there. With this, we are done with this session.